Good morning friends, today we're here with Saransh and Rahul and we're going to debate on refrigerators. You may commence to the debate.
See Rahul, the next time when you're in your bedroom, watching TV, maybe even doing WhatsApp, with a bowl of ice cream in your lap, you have to remember that there's a live time bomb ticking in a living room. It is your refrigerator. See, your refrigerator does more than store milk and meat. It contains harmful chemicals that emit greenhouse gases. Let me give you an example. A 2-mile long ice core sample taken from Antarctica has shown that the amount of greenhouse gases in this environment are more than they were in the last 420,000 years. See, this can cause sea levels to rise by about 3 feet, which is the least of our problems because they can do many other things such as damage the ozone layer.
CFCs are chlorofluorocarbons, which are mainly constituted of chlorine, fluorine, and carbons. CFCs are used as a cooling agent in refrigerators and are an essential part of the refrigeration process. The process of refrigeration is used to cold store food and other edible items and increase their shelf life. The process of refrigeration relies mainly upon two principles, that is pressure and cooling. The pressure of the cooling agent must be high so it can be circulated properly. This is achieved with the help of a compressor unit, but compression increases the temperature of the cooling agent. This is reduced with the help of a coil tube called throttling unit.
Okay, Rahul, you talked about CFCs. Can you tell me some alternatives to it?
Yes, CFCs have many alternatives, one of them being hydrofluorocarbons. These hydrofluorocarbons omit the chlorine component present in CFCs, which get separated at higher altitudes due to various chemical reactions and harm the ozone layer.
A survey has shown that 8 million refrigerators are disposed of every year in the United States of America. See, that's a lot of CFCs, and these can not only damage the environment but in a way they can really harm humans as well.
Okay, so Saransh, can you tell me that how do CFCs harm humans?
See, we know that CFCs damage the ozone layer, which can let ultraviolet rays into the environment. And ultraviolet rays can cause skin cancer to humans, which is a very terrible thing. And another survey has shown that 1 out of every 5 Americans has skin cancer. That's a really sad thing to know. And even if you don't have skin cancer, you can have early old age, which is that you have wrinkly skin, thick skin, leathery skin. At the age when it shouldn't be happening. Other than this, intake of CFCs is similar to the intake of alcohol, which can cause dizziness, headaches, tumors, and even confusions. And apart from this, they can also cause liver diseases, lung diseases, etc.
Now, I would like to conclude and urge major corporates like Microsoft and others to start up a project which works upon the solution to CFCs. Finally, I would like to add that we must find a breakthrough to CFCs and finish these CFC emitting appliances. Thank you.
See, I've said a lot about CFCs and how they damage the environment. And some people might say that I've got this refrigerator, it damages the environment very less, or it does not leak as many CFCs as other refrigerators. But see, it's not about the amount, because the wound is still there. And with 7 billion people on this planet, you still think that the small amount you had, which would not damage the environment, would still remain small and not damage the environment and destroy us. So I would like to conclude that refrigerators are worse than knives and guns because they can do more than spill blood. They can make humanity perish.
Thank you for such a fruitful debate, Rahul and Saransh.
Morning friends, we're here with
Gautami.
and we're here to discuss about hybrid cars. And Rajat is speaking for the motion and Gautami is speaking against the motion.
Hi Gautami.
Hi Rachit.
Today I am here to introduce you about the hybrid cars. First of all, the hybrid cars are very affordable as they connected with incentives and credits.
But every nicely wrapped packet may not always contain a good gift. And I think this stands true in the case of the hybrid cars.
But one of the most important advantage of hybrid cars is that they run cleaner and have to get better gas mileage when compared to the gasoline powered cars. So it helps us save energy.
Though I agree that it saves on petrol and diesel, but at the same time it eats up the fossil fuel reserves and also leaves carbon footprints on the environment.
Gautami, but you're saying that hybrid cars, there are no other type of vehicles, right? Other than hybrid cars and normal cars. Normal cars use gasoline and Don't you think that gasoline will leave much bigger footprints, carbon footprints than the hybrid cars?
No, because hybrid cars, they have two sort of engines, the gasoline engine and as well as the electric engine. The electric engine also emit radiations which are very harmful.
The hybrid cars are made up of lightweight material, which help the engine to be lighter and save energy. Also, it has a brake regenerating system, and whenever you press the brake pad, the vehicle will regenerate some power.
But as I've already told you that it works on a twin fuel system, that is the gasoline and the electric engine. The gasoline engine is sensitive to heat, and the electric engine emits radiations which are harmful and cause damage to human life.
This twin power engine only helps us cut the fuel consumption and conserves energy.
But Rachit, you're saying that the twin fuel system has electric energy and gasoline, right? How will you, both of these are non-renewable sources. How will you get electrical energy?
You can produce it by hydroelectric power projects and wind energy.
And also these batteries have high voltage, which when heated can be lethal to health.
All the products have their disadvantages and advantages. So the person buying the product should think wisely before buying the product.
Thank you guys. Hybrid cars are good friends. Today we're here with Vani and Harshita. We're going to discuss about air conditioners.
Our environment is constantly changing. However, as our environment changes, we need to get increasingly aware of the problems that surround it. In order to understand these environmental problems, we have taken up a very basic an air conditioner, which we all use in our daily lives. We shall look upon both the dimensions of using an air conditioner, the advantages and the disadvantages, and finally the conclusion. So first, let's explore the advantages of using an air conditioner.
When people think of home energy efficiency and sustainable home renovations, they often think of complicated and core architectural technologies like geothermal energy. But air conditioning can be one of the biggest home things that homeowners will always encounter. They would also think that air conditioners are the best, but new air conditioners are popular as well as effective as they reduce electricity costs and make your home more eco-friendly.
Many firms also provide regular maintenance. This feature not only helps to increase the life of the air conditioner, but also curbs the amount of the electricity that the air conditioner uses, thereby making it environment friendly.
Many air conditioners are equipped with two-stage compressors, which help to compress the air less on the hot day and more on a cool day. This helps to reduce the energy consumption of the AC and makes the AC more eco-friendly.
Now, as we all know that not everything good has all the qualities, so let's talk about the darker part of using an air conditioner.
Air conditioners use a lot of electricity. Due to this, there is a lot of consumption of power which is produced by coal power plants. This creates a lot of chances of spreading of the greenhouse gas as well as many other pollutants in the air.
The air conditioner does not only affect our own environment but also affect our own health. Using air conditioners for a prolonged period of time results in people having fatigue and many respiratory problems like asthma. Also, those people who have a chance of sitting in air conditioners for hours and hours have very less heat resistance. Therefore, their body does not have the marked levels of good health.
Air conditioners also use CFCs, that is chlorofluorocarbons, which are very harmful to the environment. Chlorofluorocarbons destroy the ozone layer, which is very important for the protection of our earth.
Vani, you talked about greenhouse gases. Can you tell me the main component of greenhouse gases?
Carbon dioxide.
Now that we have seen both the dimensions of using an air conditioner, we find that the disadvantages are far more deadly than the advantages. Protecting our environment should be our one and only priority. And in order to do that, instead of just using the air conditioners, we can have good ventilation at home as well as well-insulated houses. This does not allow too much of sunlight to come into the house on a hot day, thereby reducing the chances of using an air conditioner. Therefore, we should always prevent the use of air conditioners as long as possible. Otherwise, the repercussions would be unprecedented.
Harshita, you said that the houses should be properly ventilated. What can be done in order to do that?
Yeah, so in order to ventilate the houses properly, first of all, we have all seen that there is a lot of problem of mosquitoes these days.
Yes.
So the doors and the windows should be properly washed so that good fresh air can enter into the houses and good ventilation can be maintained. And light colored curtains in order to ensure like if the sunlight also enters, only the light part would enter and not inside.
Thank you.